open up. UOPN.
Hi and welcome to BritHawk's 3DP. Today I have another 3D printer unboxing. If you're anything like me and have started down the 3D printing line, you will find out that 3D printing is very addictive. This is my 6th printer that I've bought, but this is the first direct drive printer I've ever had, so I'm quite excited to see what it's like. This is what was previously known as the Artillery, but is now, I think, Evnovo Sidewinder X1. Full disclosure, I purchased this with my own money, and my views and opinions are my own. So without any further ado, let's get this unboxed. Okay, when I received this box, just to mention, had quite a dent in the bottom. So I'm going to be investigating to make sure that there's no damage to the printer when I start unboxing. So let's see what's inside. I'm hoping a printer. Okay, initial unboxing undone. Everything seems to be okay, no obvious damage that I can see. Let's just go through what there was. It's just not very many parts. We've got the main base, the main gantry, some instructions, incorrect power cord. As far as I can tell, no filament, at least I can't see any. And a little baggie, a nice little baggie. Let's see what's inside. We've got data cable. We've got what seems to be some spare parts, including a spare nozzle. Actually a very nice spanner, wrench. Some very dinky Allen keys and some bolts. One nice branded, I'm going to assume 8 gig, no, 1 gig USB drive. Okay, I think this is a spare cable. And that's it, everything in the bag. So everything looks nice, but I would say to Evnovo, if they ever listen or watch, that I really would have expected some filament. Obviously it's not a problem for myself, I have many rolls, but if this was my first printer, I'd like to have something to test it with. I will double check the box if I'm wrong, but I think it's, you know, at least half a roll or 250 grams would be nice to get people started. Anyway, let's get this assembled. Through for assembly. Fixed the 4 bolts through the bottom. I had to lift the gantry up to get enough movement between the main bars here to actually fit them in. I've put the bolts, 4 bolts in. I've connected this cable here. I've put this ribbon cable in. I've connected the end stop. I've connected the 2 motors. I connected this motor cable here. I've put this ribbon cable in. I've adjusted the tension on this. I've adjusted the bed to tighten it up. I've adjusted this arm to try and get a bit of a smoother movement. I still feel like I've got a couple of little judders in there, which I'm going to have to see how that affects the print. I've put on the filament roller. I've connected the filament run out switch, and now I'm going to just pop to the shops and actually get the proper power cable. Only joking, I do have one here, but if this was my first printer I would have to pop out and try and find one. I've put some filament in. It's now time to turn it on and see what happens. Okay, power's on and didn't explode. Let's just remove the sticker. Right. Let's go to settings. Back. Tools. Move. Okay, I have movement. So before I home it for the first time, I'm just going to tighten the bed down. Okay, that's pretty tight. Let's just home and see what happens. Be ready on the power. Seems to home a bit off the corner, which is not a bad thing, I guess. Let's warm it up and get ready to level. Okay, the bed and nozzle to temperature. I'm going to level first corner. I've got a piece of paper. That's about it. Back. Now to try the first test print. Let's see what's on the card. So for my first tests and initial review, let's start with the unboxing. It was well packed. There was damage to the box as I showed, but no damage to the printer, so that was great. Obviously the packing is very good. None of the bolts were loose or anything like that, so packing was a success. The assembly is very simple, but you do have to check all the eccentric nuts and adjust till you get the right tension or tightness on the wheels. The bed was loose when it arrived. This was a little bit too tight, and so I've had to adjust this arm. After that was done, it seems to be printing pretty well, but you can't expect to get one of these printers from China and it be perfect out of the box. You do have to adjust it. It even states it in the instructions. You need to check that you adjust the wheels and so on. After that was done, I leveled it, which was very simple. I tightened down the bed, I homed it, I then leveled all the corners going through the process on the screen, used a bit of paper. I did that twice, and the level of the glass is great. I can't see any bow or anything that any major problems there. After I leveled it, I warmed up the head and I run the test print, which was on the supplied USB dongle, and it printed pretty well. They had quite a nice setting. It was very fast when it went to the start, and I was getting a little bit worried, but no, it printed perfectly. Adhesion was great. It stuck well, and the print came out nice. Yeah, it was a good print. Then my second print. That one didn't come out so well. It's quite abstract, really. It lost adhesion halfway through. I didn't notice it. I let it finish, and yeah, this is what I got. That I used a Cura basic profile, which I just quickly set up and did a quick cube to see how that worked, and it worked as I got the program on there and it run. It just, I didn't get that first layer correct and I lost adhesion. So I sliced a new vase that I've just designed, which I designed for this printer just to test it, and left it running overnight. And when I came down this morning, this is what I had. It was a really nice print, actually beautiful. And with vases, it generally is beautiful. Most printers are going to print a vase. It's a very simple process. But I'm really happy with it. It came out lovely. So my overall thoughts. The printer is really nice, really pretty. All the cable management is lovely, and I know there has been a lot of issues with these thin cables working loose, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. This is obviously a very initial review. I've only run 3 prints so far. It's very quiet. There are a couple of things I can see I'm already going to want to improve in the future. I'm not a great fan of this glass, and I'm more than likely going to put a wham bam flexible steel plate on there reasonably soon. We'll see how it goes. I already have one ready to go if I want to put it on. And it seems pretty sturdy. I like to put maybe some sort of stiffening rails on here, but I don't even know if that's going to be feasible, so I'll have to see how it goes, but only if it's needed. At the moment I haven't seen any reason why I'd need to do that, but it's just something I tend to do on some of my printers. Things I would like to have seen, I'd like to have seen some filament, because if this was my first printer, I would like to have something to test it with. Nothing came, so luckily I have plenty of filament, but if this was the first, then I think a little sample, even just a couple of meters, just to run, you know, the supplied G-code would have been great. Possibly if they really wanted to make a super duper printer, because I think it's really nice, I think linear rails would have been the way to go, and we'll have to see if that is something that will happen in the future. Anyway, is it worth the money? I think so, yes. I mean, I got this at a good price. I think if you can find it for less than £300, it really is a good printer to buy. And I'm looking forward to playing with it a bit more and doing some more designs and seeing what it can do. Anyway, I hope you found this useful. Please consider subscribing, hitting that like button, or dislike if you like, and yes, I shall have another review or designs coming shortly. Make sure to follow me on Twitter or My Mini Factory or Facebook, and you'll hear my latest information when it comes out. Thank you very much, and as always, happy printing.